Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to get to this position. Um, I welcome each and every one of us to the Elevate Your Game Conference 2024. And please, before I hello. Hello, good evening, everyone. Please, if you can hear me, can you type in the comment box that you can hear me?
All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening. This is Maureen Ike live on your screen. Do you want to see my face? Do you want to see my face? If you want to see my face, let me see it in the comment section that you want to see my face. Maureen Ike live on the screen. I'll be unveiling my face shortly, but I want to see it in the comment section how excited you are to be in this live session, in this live edition of the pre-conference session. So if you're live here with me, drop it in the comment. I want to see your fire emoji. I want to see your fire emoji. Give us bomb, give us banger, drop it. Before I unveil my face, I want to see your fire emoji scattering the comment section. If you are watching us here, our moderator is live now, but all right, welcome Esther Tomisi, welcome Uchechi Emedo. All right, so I want to see your fire emoji. If you are here for something transformational, I want to see your fire emoji. Drop it, drop it, drop it before we get started. So I'll be unveiling my face, then go off for the moderator to take over. So before I bring on our moderator and before I unveil myself, I want you to know that you are in the right place for the Elevate Your Game conference. Elevate Your Game conference. So let me unveil myself. Our speaker is around. Our speaker is around. I'll be bringing him on board now. I'll bring him on board now. But before I bring him on board, let me unveil my face. Let me unveil my face. Let me see your fire emoji. If you are excited to be here, hi everyone. So if you are excited to be here, I want to see your fire emoji. I want to see your fire. Why am I not seeing emoji here? Drop your fire, because it's about to get hot. It's about to get hot, and you're going to be learning something mind-blowing today. You get it now. So this is Maureen Ike, the convener of Elevate Your Game conference. For you that you're just getting to meet me, you're just getting to know me, I am that woman, I am that lady that has been on your face, all the while, inviting you to the Elevate Your Game conference. By the grace of God, I am the pioneer of this conference. So it's good to have you all here. It's good to experience this with you watching me right now. So thank you for joining this live session. So I'll be bringing on board our moderator, and then she'll bring on board our speaker. Ifunanya, you're welcome. Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Miss Maureen. Good evening. I saw some chats earlier.
You may need to unmute yourself. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. My mic is not off.
Ifunanya, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. If you can hear our moderator, kindly drop it in the comment that you can hear her. Let me know if I'm the only one not hearing her. If you can hear me too, drop it in the comment that you can hear me, so that we'll move on a fast lane. So while we wait for our speaker, our guest to join us, I'd like to add him up to the stage. So while we wait for him to come on board, I'll be bringing him on the stage right away. But before we bring him on stage, his profile has to be read. If I can't hear you, I really can't hear you. But then I can't hear you. But then let me play the profile of our speaker. Let me play the profile of our speaker. So Mr. Kingsley Ime is ready and live on stage to pour into you. As many of you that are watching us right now, Mr. Kingsley is here to teach us business structuring, how we can structure our business for income, profit, and how to times 10 our results, our income. Okay. So if now I'm still hoping that your network bounce back, because I can't even hear you. So let's play Mr. Kingsley Ime's profile before we bring him on board.
Kingsley is a success coach, an inspirational speaker, and a business development consultant. He is a highly sought after inspirational speaker and an astute dynamic corporate trainer. He helps guide and coach individuals that are afraid and confused on ways to start their own profitable businesses and achieve success in life and career. He also helps businesses and organizations to experience exponential growth in market penetration, customer traction, sales, and organizational performance. These he does to both individuals and organizations to maximize profit and success within a predictable time through coaching and consulting. He has been trained by the U.S. Consulate to Nigeria on helping entrepreneurs start their own businesses. He is a graduate of Business Admin and Management, a member of Young African Leaders Network, YALI. He holds an advanced diploma in leadership and organizational management from Daystar Leadership Academy. He's an alumni of Faith Foundation Business Training School for Entrepreneurs. He's the convener of the Achievers Conference, capacity building conference held in several states in Nigeria with thousands of participants. He is also the founder of Business Incubators Network, a business support community that has helped train hundreds of entrepreneurs since inception. He is the CEO of Kingspire Resources, a business development consulting company. He has been featured in several radio stations on different business talk shows like 95.9 Cool FM, 89.9 FM Garden City Radio, 97.7 Love FM, etc. He is an author of 2 amazing books, Start Small, Sell Out, and Get More Customers, Make More Sales. He has received numerous awards, including the following: Best Honorable Mention in the Economic and Finance Committee at the International Youth Diplomacy Conference IYDC under Model United Nations Simulation Conference, International Youth Award for Nation Building from Jamie Padwell International, Best Motivational Speaker Diobo Transformers Award, and so many others. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Kingsley Ime.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay,
Good evening.
Maureen, can you hear me now? Mr. Kingsley can hear me. Can you hear me now, Maureen?
Sir, it's good to have you here. It's good to have you here. I'm very, very grateful. I'm honored to have you grace our stage today. Thank you very much for doing this. So, Mr. Kingsley, the stage is yours now. Over to you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm trying to see if I can check sorry for my voice. I'm trying to check the comment section. If you are ready, let me know your name and where you're joining from. Let me see how many people are joining us live. And perhaps, I don't know if we could clear out Maureen and Ifunanya from the screen, so my screen could be a bit bigger so other people can get to see me. But if it's going to complicate issues, but no problem. All right, so I'm checking the comments now. I want to see. Let me know your name and where you're joining from very quickly. Let me see. Tell me your name, what you do, and where you're joining from. I want to read the first 3-4 persons, and then we move on. I hope the comment section is getting live updates. I don't know. Okay, I see LC here. I see that Ifunanya is here. I'm looking at the previous comments that you guys made. So I'm trying to say, right? Esther is here. Uchechi is here. Where are the guys? Layo is here. Layo is the one that has been sending me plenty message. Okay, I don't know how you guys. I think you guys can display it on my screen as well, so I can see it. So like I was saying, it feels good to be here again. This is the second year of. All right, so I can see Ifunanya just responded. Ifunanya joining from Imo State. Fantastic. I'm sure that you can hear me loud and clear for sure. All right. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this in maybe around 30-40 minutes max so that, I could get out of the way for you guys to continue what you're doing for the day and for the conference to continue. So I was telling Maureen and Ifunanya, there's a way to hide yourself from the screen and allow only me. So you could see those display options at your back end. You could just punch the one that makes only me to show so I can kind of maximize the screen and see what I'm sharing. But if not, I'll go. Once again, it's an honor to be here. I'm pretty excited, and I've been asked to share on how to structure your business. Fantastic. Great. So we're reducing it gradually. I've been asked to share how you can structure your business and how you can increase, grow your business and structure your business. So, well, I'm going to share as much as I can. Let me start by telling you the power of ensuring that your business is structured right? You got my intro. My name is Kingsley. I run Kingspire Resources as the lead consultant. We are a management and consulting firm, and basically what we do is that we help businesses and organizations grow in sales, have market expansion strategies. We share with business owners. We help you build a profitable team that is productive at workplace, and then of course we help you create marketing strategies to help you penetrate the market. Recently, my company, we just executed the launch of a product for a real estate company here in Port Harcourt. They just launched a new product called the BloomPay app. So we help them consult and help them launch that product. We have a lot of business owners we are consulting, and we're helping them in the area of sales, in the areas of business structure. Now, it's important that if your business must grow, you must understand that structure is key. You cannot let me ask this question. If you see a 4-story building and you are told that 4-story building, the foundation of that 4-story building is actually 2-story building foundation, but the owner wanted to expand, so he decided that he was going to take it a bit further. And guess what he did? He decided to add a few more. He decided to add a few more into his building, and he had way more building. If you're aware of such and you know of safety, I don't know if other people are joining me because I only saw Ifeanyi's comment. But if you know that the building that you're sitting on, maybe it's a 3-story building, and they told you, oh, when we're building this place, we actually did, the foundation was to carry 1-story building, but somehow we said, oh, let's just expand it. You realize that if you are safety conscious like I am, you probably jump off you will jump out of the window from that building. Why? The foundation of that building cannot carry 3-story build. It cannot carry 3 floors. It was designed to carry only 1 floor, right? That's the same thing with expanding your business. I see a lot of entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, genuinely wanting to grow, genuinely wanting to expand their business, genuinely wanting to succeed in their business. But the challenge is, what structure are you putting in place? So let me ask you the question, you here. If I ask, how many of you like to do 10 million naira a year? Quick. Let me see the comments now. I like engaging people when I'm having my session. How many of you would like to do 10 million naira in your business? 5 million naira, 10, 20 million? Write it in the comment section quickly. I want to see it. How much do you dream to achieve in your business financially? How much do you dream to achieve in your business financially? Yes. Where are my people? I'm not seeing any comments. I think there's a way to feature this thing live on the screen. You just highlight it and it will drop. I think so. Oh, I needed that conversation so as to help me know that I'm not talking to myself and that people are listening to me. Okay, so talk to me. How much would you like to make? How much would you like your business to be generating? 5 million, 10 million, $20 million, $10 million, $5 million, $500,000, 500 million naira, 10 million naira, or 2 million Ghanaian cedi, or 100,000 rands. How much? I seem not to see any comment, but I'm looking at my time. It's really fast spent, so I'm going to try and work with the timing so that I stick to time. Now, normally you would want to say, oh, I want my business to do 10 million naira a year. Oh, I want my business to be doing 20 million. I really dream. I want to make like 20 million naira a year in my business, or 10 million naira, or $200,000 a year. Now, that is the outcome. That is the output. Follow me. That's the output of what you desire to have, to experience in your business. Now, that's not a problem. That's not an issue. The challenge is that your business structure currently does not have the capacity to generate what you are dreaming of. And so if you don't understand that, you will end up in frustration. If you don't get anything from my conversation tonight, I want you to get this analogy very clearly so that it will better make you understand the importance of structuring and systems for your business. Number one, business structure is you putting things in place, putting a system in place to ensure that your business can run independently of you. So when we talk about business structure, we're talking about creating a system to make your business run on its own. And I usually use a funny example. A lot of us know Tony Elumelu as one of the shining star, as an entrepreneur, a CEO, someone that I revere so much and I love, right? And Tony Elumelu, of course, one of his businesses is a bank, UBA Bank, United Bank of Africa, and I usually say, can you imagine if Tony Elumelu has to work in the 200 and something branches, if not 1,000 or 3,000, I don't know how many branches they have. I don't have the numbers, but I know they have over 1,000 branches across Nigeria. Imagine if Tony Elumelu literally had to work in all those branches. He probably would die before we even get to meet him. Why? He would have overworked himself. But guess what? Tony Elumelu have been able to create a structure and a system that he doesn't even have to be there. He doesn't even have to show up at the branch of their banks, but the business is running, everything is running smoothly. So it brings me back to the conversation I started with. Before you begin to ask, before you begin to dream of making millions of naira in your business, before you begin to make thousands of dollars in your business, do you have a structure that you are put in place, a structure that can help your business get that amount of money that you are looking for? Do you have that kind of structure? Because it is the structure that you put that will make that happen for you. So these days, I don't talk about output. I talk about systems. If I want to make 10 million naira in my business, I'm asking myself, what structure am I putting in place? What system am I putting in place in such a way that whether I am there or not, my business will be able to generate that amount of money? Oh, I want to sell to 2,000 people in a month. No problem. Oh, I want to sell my products and sell to 500 people in a month. No problem. The question I'm asking you, what system, sales system have you put in place that will make it such a way that every month you can predict how much sales will be coming in for your business? You can predict how much sales will be coming in for your business. It's a question I'm asking you, and I need you to think about it, right? Because sometimes we sell. Oh, I went to the market today. People really bought. Tomorrow, people are not buying. Next tomorrow, you can't predict your sales. Big businesses don't work that way. They can predict how much they're going to make by the third quarter of the year. Some businesses are already projecting what they want to do in the first quarter of 2025. That's possible because there are structures and there are systems in place. So it's important that you put structures. Why do you need structure in your business? Number one, you need structure in your business so that you will be able to grow. Your business cannot grow beyond the structure that you have put in your business. Now, I'm going to tell you what structure really is. I'm going to tell you what system really is. But follow me. Structures are put in place in your business cannot grow beyond the structure you have put in place. And many of us don't have structure. That's why that lady that is selling moi moi on the roadside can be selling moi moi for forever, can be selling moi moi for like 10 years until she understands and put together a structure that will enable her moi moi selling business to grow beyond selling on the roadside. She probably will be staying there. Number two is that structures helps your business run independent of you. So many of us don't own business, are business owners. Listen, many of you don't own business, your business owns you. How do I mean by that? The day you don't open the day that you close your shop or you're not feeling well, you won't be able to do business. That's to show you that you lack structure. If you travel, how many people will still come to your business to transact business in your absence? Some people, and I'm using Nigeria as an example. I don't know those of you that are joining from other part of the world. Has it happened to you that when you come, they say, oh, I'm looking for the manager. Oh, I'm looking for the founder. Oh, and they are looking for you. They say, oh, where's your madam? Oh, she's not around. Okay, I'll come back. They will walk away because they feel like that business, it is only you. It is only when you are available that you can serve them optimally to their satisfaction. So if they hear or notice that you have traveled or you are not available, they rather wait till you come back. And if they wait longer, you are not there, what would they do? they're going to go look for somewhere else to buy this business or to pay for the product and for the service that they are looking for. That is to show that your business lacks structure. So business structuring is not when you grow big that you structure. It is when you are it's at the level of business that you structure it in such a way that it allows you to grow. It allows you to grow. Let's say, for example, you started content writing. You started a business of content writing. You started you alone. Now, if you don't create structure and system, you are still going to be you alone. The only difference is that probably because you have become an expert and you have done businesses or you have created, you've served a lot of clients and they are satisfied. Probably the highest thing you're going to do is to increase your price. Increasing your price is good because of your expertise, the value you're bringing over the time of your growth in expertise. But increasing your business, increasing your price, thank you very much. This is what I was looking for. But increasing your price is not enough. How much can you really increase your price? Maybe you're a content creator and you started with $100 per month to create content for business owners, and then you became so good, and as you became so good, you have probably 5 clients come to you and say, hey, I heard you're so good in content creation, can you help create content for my business and put it, and I want engaging content that is going to convert. And you're like, oh, no problem. And then you take in 5 people. What's going to happen? Over time, you become so worked up that you become tired. You will not even have time to do other things for yourself. At the end of the day, your business is what is employing you. Your business is owning you, as against you, who is supposed to be owning the business. Nod your head in your room if I'm making sense. And please type on the comment section, tell me you're making sense. If I'm making sense to you, if it's happening to you right now, say it's happening to me. Or if you know someone that it's happened to you, say I know somebody. So these are the things that I wanted to put these foundations in place so that we understand the importance and the necessity of, structure and system for your business. So let's stick to the content creator. So the content creator now realize, oh, there are a lot of bookings. People are asking for my service. People are needing my service more. You know what? I'm going to move from charging $100 a month to charging $500 a month to charging $1,000 a month. And the thing is, the higher the price, the lower the lower the demand, because it's only those who can afford you at that level that will be able to come to you, which is not a problem to me. Maybe you move from $100 to probably $500 or $5,000 per month, or maybe for some crazy reason you are an expert, you know how to do your business so well, and you are charging $50,000 a month. Guess what? And there is somebody to pay. I can assure you that you will not have more than 3-4 persons to pay you $50,000 a month. And with the advent of AI. So if you are offering such a service at $50,000 a month for just 3-4 clients, what happens if those 3 clients begin to downsize and they change their business, or they are no longer in business? It will take a long time to get another one. But guess what? When you have a system in place where you move from being a content creator to offering content creating services, you move from being a content creator, you are the business owner, the everything, to having an agency that offers content creation services. You realize that you will now have more people in your team working with you. You will have the tendency of servicing as much as 25-30 clients a month, as against if it was only you, who's going to move from probably servicing only 10 clients to servicing only 5 clients. Because even if you're doing business and you're increasing in sales, you're making a lot of money, families are going to be there, friends are going to need your attention, and at the end of the day, you won't be able to deliver on time. So it's very important you do this. So number 3 reason why you need to create systems is that it allows you to run your business. It allows you to go independent. It allows you to explore other opportunities. So business structure is important. Please write this down. I don't have to be big. Write it. Don't say you don't have. Say I don't have to be a big business to put structures in my business. I have to start at my level to put structure, to give my business the room to grow, to give your business the room to grow. You have to put structures in place. Now, what are structures and system? Structures are, now system, let me use the word acronym for system. It stands for SYSTEM, 6-letter words, right? S stands for I think is a system. There's an acronym. SAVE, S. The first S for system stands for save yourself. Save. System stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. Save yourself time, energy, and money. Some of you have money, but you don't have time. Some of you have energy, but you don't have money. A system that saves you that. So your business, if your business is not saving you time, then your system is not working. If your business is not saving you money by making you make more money, that means your system is not working. So you have to find a way to ensure that you put that in place. Am I making sense? I'm looking at the comments now. Am I making sense at all? So your systems has to be in place. So what are systems? Systems are policies, procedures, and patterns with which you run your business, and it is in a way that it works independently of whoever is working. So for example, systems, let me bring it more practical. Structures and systems in a business are policies. Policies like everybody must show up at work by 8 o'clock, including you, the CEO. You just started your business and you are feeling like a king. I don't know. It rained heavily here in Port Harcourt. It rained this morning. I'm currently in Port Harcourt. Tomorrow I'll probably be heading to another city for a training for an organization. But this morning it was raining. It was between 7 a.m. right, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. So one of my guys that he works. He's a 9-to-5 guy and he works. I run my own business. Guess what happened? When it rained, he still had to go to work, even in the rain. But when it was raining, I didn't have to go to work because I put a structure and a system in place, and my team are independently doing their job. Now, let me rephrase that. That's because I'm able to do that because I put a system in place, not because I'm feeling like a CEO. So what is policy? Policy is that you put a proper structure in your business that when you put a policy, including yourself, you are binding to that. Now, today is Thursday, so we're not working from the office. We're working from home. That's why this happened. On Fridays, we work from the office. On Friday, whether it rains or not, whether I'm the CEO or not, we must show up at office by 9 a.m., 10 a.m. I will be there. I sit in my office and I carry out my job. That's putting a structure to your business. Putting a structure makes you predictable, makes your clients and customers can rely on you. Not putting a structure is showing up the day you like. Some of you work. If you take your work ethic for your business and put it in a job, you'll be fired the next day. Yet you are frustrated, yet you are disappointed, you're feeling depressed that you are not making sales. Oh, your business is not growing. When was the last time you show up consistently at work from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.? Some of you show up at work and you allow social media to integrate into your business. No. So a structure is ensuring that every money that is paid to business for business transaction goes into company's account. That's structure. It goes into company's account. Even if you are the only one alone in the business. Structure is that every time money must be spent from the business, it is written down and is accounted for. Oh, but Kingsley, it's my money. Yeah, I know it's your money, but then it's the business money. Structure is saying, you know what? I am the CEO, but I'm going to place myself on salary. How much revenue do we make in a month as the only CEO of Content Creation Strategy Limited or Unlimited? Oh, we do 20,000. Oh, we do 100,000 naira a month. You cannot generate 100,000 naira a month in your business and then you are spending 80,000 naira. What for? You are the only person in the business. You should place yourself on salary and say, you know what? The company makes an average of 80,000 naira a month, or 100,000 naira, or $100,000, or $10,000 a month. What am I going to do? I'm going to place myself on $2,000 as my salary. And that $2,000, I cannot exceed it. And then company's operation, I cannot exceed $1,000. Then the company has to now save $3,000. I'm splitting it around $10,000 now. Let's say you do $10,000 a month. Your salary should not be more than $2,000. Company's operational costs cannot be more than $3,000. That's $5,000, right? And then the other $5,000 should be in savings. That's how your business grows. So when you see opportunity, you can now say, oh, this company can expand. Let's take company's money to buy another business into our business. Is it making sense? So that's why when we say you have to place yourself on salary, it's not because we want to challenge you with your money. It's because businesses runs on structure. So you tell yourself, Omo, when this $2,000 is done, that's all for me. I can't touch it. And if you structure it like that, there's not going to be a complaint like, oh, I ran out of internet subscription. Oh, I was not online. Oh, I ran out of call credit. No, because all those things are perfect, are put in place. So I'm trying to break this structure thing down so that it can be understandable to you, whether you are running a one-man business or you're running a proper business. Of course, when I say proper business, I'm not sliding or talking down on those running a one-man business. Of course, many of us, we started from one man, what we say one-man business in Nigeria, a solo entrepreneur. So structure is creating departments, even though you are working from home. Structure is telling yourself, I must show up by 8 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, you wake up, you dress up, you eat, you sit down at your workstation, not lying down on the bed to work. I worked from home for quite a long time, and I ran away from working from home. You know why? Working from home can be one of the craziest distractions you can think of. Give me a second, guys. Let me just drink water. So working from home is sweet, but it can be distracting until you have a structure. So structure says that I must put in 4 hours of work. And so when you show up, if social media is your place of marketing, you create it. You create the income generating activity. You move from activity to productivity. You move from activity to productivity. Many of us are activity business owners. That's why at the end of the month, you can't even account for 5,000 naira. You can't account for 50,000 naira because there's no structure. Structure of the activities. Okay, today, sit down. Where's your work plan for the month? What's your business goal for the month? What's your business goal for the week? What is your business goal for the day? I have an executive assistant. She brings out her to-do list for the day. I bring out my to-do list for the day. We work at the end of the day. We review it and we hold ourselves accountable. So I can't blame her alone. Oh, we are not making money because things are... No, Kingsley, look at your own work. Yesterday I didn't do much and I was angry. Today I'm doing a lot. We do team briefing at the end of the week. That's putting structure. We don't have a company. You may not have a company where you work in like my office, like it is here, right? But you have a structure. You have a team of people you're working for. There's KPI, there's deliverables. That's structure we're talking about. Now let me dive a bit down. So what are the ways you can put out structure in your business that can help your business grow? There are 5 parts of a business. Every time people meet me, say, sir, please, can you help me grow my business? I laugh. Business is like it's like a human being, and human beings are made up of what? Different parts. We humans, we are made of different parts. We have the eyes, we have the nose, we have the mouth, we have the hands, we have the legs, right? We have the anus. All of them are functioning differently. You use your eyes to see, your nose to smell, your mouth to taste, your hands to work, to carry things, to touch things, your legs to walk around. You use your anus to defecate. You use your private organ to excrete. I mean, every part of your body has function. That is how business is. So there are 5 common major part of business that you must pay attention. Number 1 is customer service. There's what we call customer service department. You might not have clients yet. You might not have big business, but create a booklet, create a book, get yourself a diary, get yourself get yourself a flat file, like I used to do when I started. Get yourself a flat file. I don't know what file you guys have in your country, but in Nigeria, we have the nylon file, we have the brown envelope file, we have the flat office file. Get 5 of them. Write boldly on number 1, customer service. Maybe you don't want to do manual. You can go digital. Of course, we are digital now. You can create a folder for your system. So number 1 is customer service. When people have complaints, you take their complaints, you fix it there. so that at the end of the week you review, oh, this customer had a complaint, how can we resolve this complaint? That's customer service. You don't want to know what I used to do when they call my company. Hello, am I speaking? Hello, please, I'd like to talk to Kingspire Resources. I will pick the phone. Hi, my name is, and I will mention a pseudonym. My name is Anthony, the customer service rep for Kingspire Resources. How may I be of service to you? Oh, I was trying to book your CEO for, you know, oh, yes. Fanaya Joe says working from home can be sweet but distracting. You're correct. It can be sweet but distracting. So I would say, oh, my name is Anthony. How may I be of service? Oh, would like to book your company for a consulting service. All right. What's the name of your company? And I'm writing it down. What do you do? Okay. All right. So my CEO is not on seat right now, but once he comes back, I'm going to let you know. By the way, this is how much we charge for our services. Oh, it's too expensive. Can't we negotiate for a price? Oh, ma'am, there are different packages we have, but my CEO is going to talk to you probably in 35 minutes when he's back. And then I end the call and I'll wait on his 35 minutes. I'll pick the phone, say me again at the back and I'll say, hello, my name is Kingsley Ime, the lead consultant for Kingspire Resources. My secretary told me, my reception told me that you called in and you were making inquiry about our services. What was I doing? Structuring. You can structure with an email. Have emails. Do you get me? So when you're sending an email out, it could be one email. Probably you don't even have money to buy it, to create domain and website. It could be just one email, right? And you do something like same email, kingspireresources@gmail.com or info@kingspireresources.com. And you shoot out the email. At the footer of the mail, right here, Mr. Anthony, all right there, Anthony Patrick, receptionist. And then if you're sending another email, Kingsley Ime, CEO. Have a structure for your business. So there's customer service department. The next department, very important, is production department. Production department. Do you have production? Many of you don't know which part of your business is the production part of your business. Whether you offer services, whether you offer tangible product or intangible product, you must be able to clearly define this part. Please pay attention. There are departments and there are roles and responsibility. And I'm going to wrap up with that. I can't really go further because I'm looking at the time. All right. So we have department. So I mentioned customer service. The next department is what? Production department. If you do cakes, if you do, if you sell food, if you sell cosmetics, if you sell what have you, or if you offer services like content creation services, you offer things like consulting services, that art of sitting down to create, to research, that's production. So there's production department, there is operations department. Some companies, you can merge two of them into one. Operations and construction department, you can merge both of them into one. Am I making sense? Then there is what? There is marketing, sales and marketing department. Then there is financial department. Now, you might not have money to employ all these people, but you can create ledgers. You can create a folder so that there are reporting, right? Now, that's how it works. So when you are complaining, oh, my business is not growing. No. Ask yourself, which department in my business is not growing? Are we functioning very well in customer service? Are we doing very well in marketing? Because you can market a whole lot, and if your product is not qualitative enough, you might have a challenge. Or you might have a fantastic product, but you suck with marketing. What are you going to do? When you suck with marketing, it's going to affect your business. So now you're going to sit down and say, okay, I have this 5 departments. I have customer service. Can I get an intern to work with me as customer service and tell the person, I'm going to give you a stipend, but this is what we do. At the end of the month, I'm going to give you a fraction of the percentage of whatever sales we make or profits we make. And you have to be transparent. You can pick one person and let the person work with you as your customer service. And then when it comes to marketing, right? You can outsource and say, okay, for now, we don't have the capacity to employ in-house staff. Can we get someone who is good with digital marketing to help set up digital marketing structure and system for us? So that you don't produce cake and then you are not selling your cake. If you produce cake, you have to deploy digital marketing means. It is when you have all these structures in place, you're now going to ask yourself, okay, what do I need to know to make each of this department and this place function? Somebody is saying this is deep. Yeah, it's deep, right? I'm going cold because I'm a consultant. So I'm coming from a consulting background. I'm trying to tell you that your 10 million naira that you are dreaming to have is not a problem. The 10 million is eager to come to you, but your business structure is a 100,000 naira. So even if you pour anointing oil, you go to the mosque and you call your imam to come and bless your shop. If you don't have a structure that can generate 100 million naira or 10 million naira, you are still going to stick around the 10,000 naira, the 50,000 naira region. Is it making sense? So these are the structures. Now, when you have done these structures, you're now going to put roles and responsibility. So what is the role of a customer service, of the customer service rep? So you're going to put down the roles and their responsibility. What's the role of a marketer? What's the role of the finance? Okay, I talked about finance. Finance, you might not know, you might not have someone, you might not be able to employ an accountant to come work for your organization, but you could pay and learn simple bookkeeping method. You could pay to understand simple bookkeeping app. There are apps and softwares that can help you put your books in place. Oh, you don't know what's going to happen until you have an opportunity to apply for grants. And then they're going to ask you to bring statement of account, and you're going to scratch your head and say, they used to pay the money into my account. And they're going to say, no, you're not serious. So these are things that you have to do. What departments? How can I function better? Now, if you understand this, business becomes you. So you now begin to ask yourself, okay, how do I put these things in place such that I don't have to do all the things? When I started Kingspire Resources, I was the content creator. I was the production man. I was the manager. I was everything. And then I grew to a point where the demand were getting higher. I had to employ my executive assistant. So my executive assistant handles all my calendar. Maureen had to go through her to be able to get me, she handles my calendar, she handles my bookings, and then I made her head of administration for Kingspire Resources, even though she's my personal executive assistant. And then after a while, the work became too much for her. I said, okay, it's time to get a content creator. Someone who's in charge of a content creator and a community manager, because we have several communities that are large, and then we said, oh, we need to get them. And then after that, we said, okay, we need to get a graphics designer. So right now, I have a graphics designer working in our team. I have a content creator and a community manager. I have a social media manager. So I have the executive assistant as the head of the admin running the whole show. So she coordinates, she ensures we have, at the end of every week, we have a briefing, what is supposed to be done, what is our milestone, what is our goal at the end of the month. So my job is to sit down and think. The job of the CEO is to think, to be creative, not to be going to the day-to-day activities. The day-to-day activity is to put people in place to make that happen. Your job as the CEO is to think out products, think out services, innovative services that can help you get more people to buy from you. I hope this is not above your head. I hope this is something that you can pick and apply to your business, and I'm looking forward to you succeeding. I begin to wrap up. So when you have mapped out this department, you're now going to write your roles and the responsibility based on the business that you're doing. Please give me a second. Let me just take water again. Just give me a second. All right, thank you so much. I had to keep hydrating myself. Sorry, I'm talking very fast, right? So you now itemize roles and responsibilities. Now you create roles and responsibilities. When you work as our marketer, these are the responsibilities, these are the roles, these are the things that you must do, these are the activities. And then when you're doing that, try and get, some of you don't even have a business phone. All your contact is saved by your assistant. All your contact is saved by your staff. When that staff is resigning from your place of work, he goes away with all those contacts. But when you are working, you should have something like company phone. I'm talking to small business owners now. I know that big business already have it. As simple as a phone. Every transaction that you must be doing must be, thank you, Rayma, I see you, thank you so much, right? Every transaction goes through the phone. If they're saving a number, it's through the phone. If they're making phone calls, telemarketing is through your company phone. Create an official email. Your staff cannot be using their private email for official conversation. They can have private conversation with the clients if you so permit. But when you're having conversation with officially for your business, even if it's a small business, create an email for it. Rema Incorporated at gmail.com. Ugochukwu Uzoewelu and Sons Limited at gmail.com. That is the official email you use. When they are asking for business conversation, you send them that email and add your personal email for them to copy you. So when somebody is sending an email to the company, they can copy you for private purpose. You just have it too, but you respond through there. These are the simple things you put in place that helps you begin to work and create structures. I'm not able to go dive deeper, but when you put structures in place for your business, when you put systems in place for your business, trust me, you will do well. You will enjoy running business. If you don't, something is going to happen to you. At first, you're going to be excited. You're going to be pretty very much happy, So can you take it off again now? So let's highlight. I wanted more people to give me. Okay, good. All right. So Uzochukwu is saying, which department in my business is not growing? That's the question to ask. Absolutely. That's the part. Now, when you go to the department, you now ask questions like, is this person working in this department fit for this department? Is he competent enough? Does he understand the role? So my assistant struggled in some part of the business in our organization. But when I began to decentralize the job for her, she became fire. She's administering so well. I hope she's watching. She'll be excited to hear that, right? So point I'm making is that businesses are like human beings. They have problems. You need to diagnose it. You need to know when to reach out to consultants like us to help diagnose the challenge with your business. Don't just say my business is not working. I want to grow my business. How do I grow my business? Oh, help me grow my business. What area? It's not completely marketing. Sometimes it's not marketing problem. Sometimes it's production problem. Sometimes customers are buying, but the way that you are now, you don't have money to get a receptionist. But have you taken a course or a customer care rep? Have you taken a course on customer care? I ask small business owners a lot. How many of you have paid for a course on customer care? They said, no, we haven't. Why? We feel that we don't need it. Really? So when you put these things in place on a daily basis, that's how it's going to help you. I hope that I've been of help to you. I did create a slide here to help you grow, but I'm sure that if you do that, there are 7 steps that can help you grow your business. And when we run it very fast, when you have the structures in place. Yeah, not putting structures, but abiding by it. Absolutely. I shared that already, Ifunaya. Abiding by the policy, not just putting structure, not just putting policies. And now, Ifunaya, I'm sure you're not even talking to others alone. You're also talking to yourself, right? So if you put a policy that everybody must be at work by 8 o'clock, Oga CEO, Madam CEO, company owner, you should also show up at work. Yes, you should also give yourself a task. You should lead the pack. Lead. All right. So that's so far we can go. This is a very, very vast topic, and we offer business consulting. We create systems for your organization. If you're thinking of how your business can run with or without you and still make profit, then you should go deeper in getting a consultant to help you structure and create systems for your business. If you want to if you want to have a predictability about your sales and revenue, then you should get a proper system in place to help make that happen for you. These are some of the things that will work. So I don't have time anymore. Excuse me, guys. Oh, okay, good. Sorry, something just hit my leg. Okay, so I don't have time anymore, but let me share a few things here. In growing your business, there are about 6 pillars I shared before: business vision and mission statement. Do you have a vision? Do you have a mission? Are you sticking to your vision? Right? Many of us don't have a vision. We don't have a mission. We don't have core values for the organization. One of our core values is ICE: integrity, consistency, excellence, simplicity. Right? ICE: integrity, consistency, excellence, and simplicity. So every day we are doing business, every day we are doing, I'm telling my staff, integrity is showing up when you say you will show up. Integrity is paying your staff salary when you say you're going to pay their salary. Integrity is giving bonus when they need to receive their bonuses. Am I communicating? It's not just about integrity first within as a team before you go outside. Then integrity in when your clients pay you for a job, you deliver as you promise. Not you promise, you say, it's not everybody now. After all, some people, they promise us, and then they give us, make we do the same thing too. No, integrity is key. So I'm using myself as an example. What is your core value for your business? You say, I'm a small business, I don't need core value. Really? So what is the guiding principles that help you run a profitable business? These are the things. You can't go to Coca-Cola, they have a core value. You can't walk into the organization and act anyhow. If you act outside the core value, you'll be fired. In fact, you will not even be accepted. So Kingspire Resources, we have a core value, integrity. Integrity. Somebody bought my product, bought my course last year, December. The person bought my course last year, December. And for whatever reason, I can't even remember, the person said his phone got bad. He was not able to download the product, that he has been able to fix his phone now that he needs the product. And I went back and checked that we have dismantled that product. I told him, sorry, that product is no longer available. Could you kindly send me your account number so I can refund you your money? Now it's crazy. I could have said, you have to take another product, but I knew what I was doing, integrity. And I refunded her money. She was the one that was telling me, please, sir, when you have next mentorship program, I want to pay to attend. Integrity, consistency. Consistency is how you deliver something, how you are growing. You stay consistently and you grow in that part. Consistency is you looking at your product and improving gradually. Consistency is staying at the quality of the service you're delivering, a standard you cannot go below. It's not today we experience you go high, tomorrow you come down. That's where SOP comes, standard operating procedure. Right? Of course, excellence. We communicate with excellence, we package with excellence, we deliver excellently, whether it's on a call like this or something. We do excellently. Our content, we make sure we follow, and then simplicity. It's our watchword. We make sure we break down all that we do. When my team send me a content, I read through it. I say, no, this is complex. We need to break it down to simplicity and relatability. We want everything to be simple. That's our core value. That's what guides us to operate. That's what leads us to our organizational culture. So quickly, number 2, when we talk about your business, we're talking about what kind of business do you want to build? Why? Where do you see your business in the next 5 years? Stuff like that. Number 2, what's your business model? You don't want to go into it. This is where businesses grow. I don't have time to talk about it today, unfortunately, because this topic is wide. Business model. Many of us don't have business model. You are running a web design services, but what's your business model as a web designer? You're a public speaker. What's your business model? I started speaking, and there was a point in period of my life as one who's talented with public speaking. I spoke for 5 years, and I didn't make a dime. I was broke. But when I applied business model, in 1 year, for the first time, I made $1 million cumulatively in a year. So what's your business model? That's number 2. Number 3, what's your marketing plan? Those are things that help your business grow. Number 4, what's your financial plan? You don't have a financial budget as a company? Anything you see, you buy? No, there has to be a budget. A budget is not when you have money. A budget helps you when the money comes, how you're going to spend it. In fact, a budget outlines how the money is going to come, what you will use the money for, and what will be the remainder. So if people call you, my grandmother swallowed shovel, let him swallow shovel. Let her swallow shovel. We don't have money because there are structures. All right. So we have business structure and system, which is part of what we're talking about: operations, marketing, customer care, bookkeeping, and all that. Collaborative partnership, and then marketing. So guys, I hope this has been helpful to you. I just want to say thank you for giving me your time. Thank you for allowing me into your rooms, into your offices, into your car, having me to come share my thoughts with you. There are a whole lot of body of knowledge out there. Do as much as possible to go get some for yourself. Remember, the level of your competence in delivery is the level with which your business is going to grow. All right. Where you need consulting, reach out. We have some fantastic products that we offer as a company. You could reach out. I'm on Facebook. My name is Kingsley May on Facebook. Reach out. We have Kingspire Resources. Follow our pages. I'm on YouTube here. You can check out some of my videos. I'm on TikTok. You could check out my videos on TikTok as well. You will learn a thing or two. I have a couple of products. I have a book. This book, we're almost selling out 500 copies already. Right? Get more customers, make more sales. One of our latest book. This book has been sold to about 15 states in Nigeria. We've been able to deliver to almost 15 states so far in Nigeria. Almost 500 entrepreneurs have bought their copies. I think we did print 500 copies, and we have less than 100 copies left at the moment. Right? That's all I can share for now. Thank you so much. Thank you, Maureen, for having me. I'm going to take one question. Oh, it's exactly 7 p.m. So I'm going to take one question and then or two, and then I'm off. If you have a question, shoot on the comment section very quickly. I have just barely 5 minutes to get out. Get out of your face.
Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. That was an insightful session. That was an insightful session.
You need to mute your other video. I don't know if it's your phone or your laptop in here.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for taking us through the topic business structuring. That was an amazing session. There is a question popped up on the screen, sir. I believe you can hear me. There is a question, sir.
All right. Okay, so let me look at the question. The question says, for a new startup, do I also need to set structures in place by hiring the needed hands, seeing that I'm just a new into business? No, I said don't start with hiring hands, because I said there's something called lean startup strategy. There's something called lean startup strategy where lean startup strategy is where 5 people are running a big business. I know some businesses that I've consulted for, they have like 3 people working. All they do is that they get competent hands, and then they also get them to train to do so. One person can be covering 2 to 3 departments competently well, and they are well paid for it. That way, you can manage your source of finance at the moment. So, the startup, don't start by employing too many hands, but make sure you will have to learn a lot. You have to be ready to do a lot more. As your revenue starts coming in, the more. My business, I was running my business alone for before I officially got registered as a company. I was running myself alone for 3 years, 4 years. I didn't have a staff because I have a policy that if I employ you, I must not owe you. And at that point, my revenue was not constant. So I said, I'm not going to. But when I knew that our revenue started coming in and there were needed hands, I employed. Now we've moved from 1, we're like about 8 in the team, right? So pretty soon we might move to 15. I'm not excited about counting numbers. I'm excited about putting structure. So there are a lot of things that tools can do for you. There are some softwares, there are some apps, there are some platforms that can help you do what humans can do at the interim, right? So explore some of them and find a way to work with lean upstart. So that's the question. That's what I can answer for you. As a startup, don't start immediately with hiring plenty hands. Start by hiring 2, 3 hands and let the 2 of you be able to structure. You see, the problem is not the hiring, it's the proper structure and putting roles and responsibility in place that will become productive at the end of the day to see revenue and profit coming in, right? So those are the places that's actually the one that is the main thing. So if you put those structures in place properly, that can also fly. That can fly for you. I hope that answer helps you. All right. I hope it helps you.
Yes, sir. You did justice to that question, and I believe that Mrs. Oshayemi Fanayajo would have gotten the answer to her question. Thank you, sir, for that. Is there anybody that also have question? If you have question to ask, just one more question. If you get value from Mr. Kingsley email session and you need clarity on something, quickly ask the question so he can answer that immediately. Few minutes, and we are done. Ask a question, ask a question, ask a question. So while we wait for more questions to drop, I want you to know that Mr. Kingsley is an author of 2 brilliant books. I believe he must have added extra one, but from my own knowledge, he has 2 powerful books sellouts. Mr. Gates, let's see that book again. Sellout and cash
No,
flow.
get more customers. This one. No,
Get
case that's
more,
more sellouts. It's no customers. You need to take
get
this off the screen so that they can see it.
get more customer, make more sales. Are you seeing
Yeah.
that? So if you are here, you are struggling to make sales in business, this is the perfect book for you. This is the perfect book for you to read. Can you see that very beautiful book and beautiful content? You need to grab a copy. So how much do you sell that?
Well, at the moment in Nigeria, we're selling it at 6,000 naira.
Six.
When we put it on Amazon, we're working to put it on Amazon. At Amazon, probably it's going to be around maybe $17 or so.
Okay, so you heard him right. So he said 6,000 naira in Nigerian currency, right? 6,000. So
Yeah, you can actually get
make
it
more
as seller at the moment.
increase
Yeah.
your income. You should think of getting a copy of his book. You still have another book, sir.
No, this is the current one. We've run out of print for the other one, but we're working on 3 books currently. It will be out by next year. How to create product that the market is eager to buy. That's a product. That's a
Okay.
book that is coming up pretty soon.
All right. So is there any other question? If you're asking question, drop it now. We have 4 minutes to go and we are done with the session. Please ask your questions so he can answer before he takes his leave.
I think there's no more question, and there's no more question, and that will be it. I'll call it a wrap. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, Maureen, for this.
Alright, our next speaker is even live now. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kisley Ime. I really, I'm grateful for your session, and I learned a lot. So much to take home, so much to run with. And I also believe that our viewers also have so much to run with. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We appreciate your presence. Thank you. So guys, we are about going into the next session, and before we bring on our second speaker on stage, let's take a few minutes of our time to watch this inspiring video that keeps you reflecting. That keeps you reflecting. So Mr. Emmanuel Olajide will be joining us in a moment. But before I bring him on board and before his session begins, we are in a break session now. We are in a break session. So take these few moments to listen to this.
Bro.
Thank you.
I see all the work you've put in, all the hours. I see the blood, the sweat. I see the tears. I know you felt like giving up, and I can see that you haven't. Man, you got to take credit for that. You're still here. You're still going, and I'm proud of you for that. I know it's hard. I know sometimes you hate yourself. I know sometimes you think it's not worth it, but it will be. If you can just stick it out, continue to put in the work on yourself, it's all going to come together. And those hard times are going to be the story you tell people in the future. The story of how you stuck it out and made it big in the end. The story of how the impossible became possible.
Listen to me. Don't you dare give up on yourself. Other people might give up on you, but don't you ever give up on yourself. Other people might stop believing in you, but don't you ever stop believing in yourself.
Your story is going to give hope to so many people, man. Just keep believing, because those people need you to make it so they can make it. Your pain will be the fuel that takes someone else to where they need to be, from the depths of despair to a life that seemed out of reach. Every time you suffer, every time you feel like quitting, remember, this is about more than you.
The only way you can lose in life is if you lose faith in yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Don't lose faith. Trust that you can turn any situation around. You can.
I see you. I see your heart. You've got so much heart, man. You're not like the rest. Don't you dare give up. I know they doubt you. I see it too. There will be no doubt in the end, though, because in the end, you will make it. In the end, you will succeed.
It's all about you. Do not give up on you. Believe in you. Back yourself in everything you do in life.
Stay strong. There aren't many people like you. I hope you know that. I hope you know you're loved. Remember that when you feel low. I hope you know you got something special. Remember that when you're down. Remember the good that you brought into this world.
Whatever you want, you can have, but you'll never get it if you give up on yourself. Don't you dare give up on yourself. You have to take ownership of the space you occupy here on earth. It's no one else's responsibility to make you happy. It's yours. It's not their responsibility to believe in you. It's yours. It's not their responsibility to keep your dreams going. It's yours. Stand up. Take that responsibility and make your life work for you.
Know that your hard work will pay off. Know that your heart will be noticed. Know that your goodness will be rewarded. God tests the best. That's why you're being tested. Your character is being developed. Keep fighting, my friend. Keep fighting.
Welcome back to another session of the pre-conference Elevate Your Game Conference, part two. So we have our next speaker on stage right now. So I'll be bringing him on board. And before I bring him on board, you need to know who he is. You need to know who Mr. Olajide Emmanuel is. I believe many of you are here because of him. Because you know that he is no other than the king of value, the one and only king of value. And the king of value is right here to pour value into you. All right, so while we wait for him to come on stage, I want to take you on a journey on who he is and why you should pay attention to his session. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get to meet Mr. Olajide Emmanuel.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Emmanuel Olajide. Emmanuel Olajide is fondly called the King of Value. He is a highly sought-after book project consultant, writing coach, content management expert, ghostwriter, editor, and Kingdom Scribe. He is the lead trainer of Novice to Pro Writing Mentorship, a mentorship program focused on helping newbies become professional and highly profitable writers in less than 30 days. He is a multiple award-winning writer and has been featured in different publications. As a HubSpot Academy America certified content marketer, he helps brands and businesses increase their visibility, profitability, and sustainability through the use of valuable, engaging, and strategic content. As a Kingdom Scribe, he helps people discover their God-given purpose, harness their potential and equip them for life's journey and walk in alignment with God's ultimate purpose for life, the establishment of His kingdom. Through his training events and other programs, he has taught over 30,000 creatives and business owners about content marketing, writing, publishing, personal development, and spiritual growth. He is an avid reader and is consumed with the passion of raising readers in the third world who will change the narrative and cause a global revolution through their transformative knowledge. He boasts of reading 52 books per year. Ladies and gentlemen, Emmanuel Olajide.
Hello,
Good
Maureen.
evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome,
Yeah,
Emmanuel. Good to have you here. Good to have you.
good to
You
be here
have
this evening.
stage. So I'll be leaving the stage for you because it is your
Okay.
stage. Make do with it, enjoy the moment, and give us value as always. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the invitation, and most importantly, thank you so much for coming up with this idea and organizing this conference, the Elevate conference, which is going to be a shift for many people. They're going to be elevated to another dimension, a greater stage of their lives, and I think and I believe strongly that oftentimes what we need is to be in the right association for our lives to change. And oftentimes it is conferences like these are the rooms that we need to actually hear some things, see some things, and come into some things. So you don't necessarily need anything special for your life to be turned around, for your stories to be changed. But if you're able to participate in conferences like these, it's going to change your life all around. And I'm going to celebrate the quality of speakers that you'll be able to garner and to speak at this conference. So if you're joining live and you can hear me clearly, you can just drop a message in the comment section. If you are here this evening and you're ready to learn, so you can just drop a message in the comment section. Let me be sure that I'm not alone in this live chat. I'm waiting. As soon as I start receiving your messages, I'm going to start my session right away. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Now, amazing. Thank you so much for joining in. Now, tonight I've been given a very interesting topic, which is unleashing your academic potential, strategies for peak performance. Unleashing your academic performance. Academic excellence is one of my forte. It's one of the things I'm passionate about every time, every day. When I was in school, very passionate about academic excellence, by seeing myself excel, and not only just me, even my colleagues while I was back in school as an undergrad. And that mentality transformed me. I was able to study the working strategies and the strategies that are not working. Through my academic excellence, I was able to win some scholarships, was able to represent my school in what's going on in some quiz competition, and a whole lot of other opportunities that came my way as a result of academic excellence. And not only that, I was able to tutor some people, my course mates, and through that, up to 95% of us graduated during my set, which was very odd, especially knowing fully where the departments I graduated from. Sorry, I have catarrh this today, so my voice might not be very audible, but I believe as we begin to flow into this, we're going to, kickstart, and my voice will become clearer. Now, currently, I'm serving as a youth corps member,
really in Ogun State. And when I had options, I felt like let me just come to a secondary school. And I'm currently serving in a secondary school, and it makes me to even love academics a lot because I'm an academician. So serving in secondary school now give expression to what I'm even more passionate about. So very beautiful. So this topic that we'll be speaking on is something I'm very passionate about, and not just about passion, it's something I've gotten results in. But enough of those blabs. Let's just get right into the business of today. So unleashing your academic potential, strategies for peak performance. Just take a deep breath in, then breathe out. I just did mine. I know you didn't do that. So let's now do it together. Okay. Now, I believe you have your pen and your writing materials in handy, like it's with you, because you need to take down some points. Whether you're an undergrad or you're a graduate, I believe that reading does not stop. In fact, that's one of the things I, always tell my students that of a truth, maybe when you graduate from secondary school, you get to higher institution, you think that once you are done with higher institution, you're done with book. That's a lie. That's the fattest lie. There's always examination. In fact, one thing we have forgotten is that even every day we live is an examination. Every day we live is a test. But the difference is just that life does not bring us into a room and give us question paper. But every day of your life is a test and is an examination. And your progress in life is determined by your ability to pass the exams that confront you each day of your life. So you see that some of us, we are retarded each day of our life. You see that after spending about 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, in fact, 11 months this year, you can see that there's no much difference between how you started the year and where you are currently. It's because you've been failing the exams life has been bringing towards you every day. But some of us, when we check our lives, we see how we started earlier this year and where we are currently. We're like, wow, things has gone so, it has been so beautiful. I've never had this kind of year before. Is because we've been passing and excelling the exams that life has been bringing to our face every day of our life. So we must have this mentality that there's never an end to learning, because there's never an end to the examinations of life. Each day of your life, you have an exam to write. And if you don't prepare for that exam, you're going to fail it. And if you fail the exams of life, oftentimes you don't even have the privilege to actually do a receipt. And if you are even receipting, that means you are retrogressing. So you have to exert greater energy and greater force to be able to catch up with your colleagues and your mates. So let's live our life prepared. Now, coming back to my topic, unleashing your academic potential. Now, one thing you must understand is that everyone has the ability to be excellent. Excellence is not reserved for a set of people, and poor academic performance for some set of people. Every one of us will have this ability to be excellent. It's the forte of everybody. But there's a difference. Even though we are all inborn genius, it is very true, and it is the reality of the day that not many of us are able to awaken our genius or unleash the excellence that we have inside of us. And that's why we are talking about this topic, unleashing your academic potential. That even though you have the potential to be great, greatness is not offered to you on a platter of silver. You must labor and you must try your possible best. You must work towards greatness before you become great. That's it. So even though it is a dormant ability, it is of no use on. Okay, now let me frame it like this. Capability, it is not of no use, or it is turned to capacity. The same thing. When I mean capability, it means what you are able to do. Capacity, on the other end, is what you can do. There is difference between what you are able to do. Meaning that, take for instance, a young baby that was giving birth has the ability to grow up and start eating 6 wraps of fufu. That's an ability. But at 1 year old, he does not have that ability. He does not have that capacity, even though he has that ability. At that age, being 1 year old, Even if you give him fufu, he might reject it. But that same baby, if he is trained, if he's subjected to the process of growth, he is able to finish 6 wraps of fufu on one sitting, and he will still ask for more. That's the difference. So the same thing. Some people, you see that every time they write exams, they ace it. They do excellently well. They pass the exams. They have never had to receive any exams. They are always taking first in their in their respective classes. And some other people like, man, where did this guy come from? And teaching in a secondary school has exposed me to different things, man. Just how many months I've spent, I've seen different categories of students. Students that they are very, very brilliant. I mean, very brilliant. But because of different things, different factors, you see that these guys are failing woefully. I mean, woefully. Now, and that's what we now have to consider, that even though we have this ability, who we are currently is a product of 4 different things. The first thing is your education, your environment, your experiences, and your association. So even though we all have this ability, if we have been wrongly educated, if we grew up in the wrong environments, if we've had the wrong experiences or bad experiences, and we are in the wrong association, we will not be able to maximize that potential of excellence that is resident inside of us. So what must we do? We must consciously re-educate ourselves. That's the first step. Consciously educate yourself. Because one thing you must understand is that you are taught in schools, but every man must educate himself. No man can actually educate you. No, they can just enlighten you. They can just school you. But you must take a conscious effort to educate yourself. And because of the circumstances that surround us, because of the environment that also surround us, some of us will believe that we are not good enough. Now, take for instance, you grew up whereby your parents do not value education. In fact, to even pay your school fees is something else to them. They don't see that education is even something they need to prioritize. You grew up in an environment whereby there is no access to quality education. You grew up in an environment whereby it is toxic. It feels absurd. Take for instance, there are some towns whereby they feel that it is not worth it sending a female child to school. These are kind of environments. So take for instance, you are now able to experience a breakthrough. You leave that kind of environment and go to a better environment, and then I say you should go to school. The environment that you've been groomed over time will not support it, and you can't just change it anyhow. You have to consciously re-educate yourself and readjust yourself to the new environment that you found yourself. Now, some of us, we grew up in an environment whereby once you leave school like this, instead of you to go home, you go straight up to shop. You are learning a skill, you are learning a vocational skill, because they will tell you that it's not worth it. In fact, we live in a generation whereby people say school is a scam. That's an environment. We live in a generation whereby people will tell you that, Baba, forget that thing. No be by book. Forget that thing. Just leave them. Even first class students, they never get job. How you want to get job? And we'll see that has affected a whole lot of people. That even though they were formerly bright, a time came, something just happened because they belong to the wrong association. They just lost touch with their excellence, and they never see any reason to fight for excellence. That's the environment. Another thing is experiences. Now, how does the experiences influence you? I can tell you that it is not every one of us that we started on a bright note. Speaking to you, I didn't start on a bright note. That's the truth. I always share it with my students that in our family we are 4. I have 3 other siblings. Out of the 4 of us, I was the poorest in academic performance. Yeah, that's true. I was the poorest then. And
I can. There's an experience I want to relay with you. That was when I was in primary 4. I went to a school that with just 5 years, basic 1 to 5, right? So primary 4 we use basic 5 textbook. Now when I got to that school, we changed environment. So we moved from a town to another town. So we had to change our school. So we got the results and we took it home. So it was me, myself and my elder brother was in primary school, and my younger brother, my sister was already in secondary school. Now, when we got to home that time, my mom checked my results. I can't remember what the position I had, but I knew that I think it was around 6 or so. I wasn't among the top 3, right, in class. And my mom, just commented me that, oh, you've done well. And my mom saw my elder brother's results, and she saw that he took third. Do you know what my mom did? My mom slapped his results on his face, his report card on his face. And there I was not even part of the top 3. But then I was like, my mom didn't even feel bad that I was not part of the top 3. But my elder brother was part of the top 3. Yet my mom was so angry that he didn't took first position. Because why? Over time, he has always been taking first position. So going to another environment or another school and taking third, it was a no-no. But I was, because I'm not so bright as he is. So my mom felt like, you're still doing well, even though you took 6th position. Now, mine to you feel like I'm still doing well, right? But some of us, we had experiences whereby we failed multiple times, and that has affected us. It has eroded our mind, and it has made us to believe that I'm not good. One of these days, I was speaking to one of my students because I happen to be a class teacher, SS3, in my school that I'm serving, and we are organizing a debate. We still had a debate today, and we gave them an assignment that every one of them should go and research about a certain topic, and they should bring it. They are going to make presentation, and from that presentation, we are going to choose who is going to represent the class for the debates. Now, one of my students now came to me. I'm like, Master, because they call me Master. So she came to me and like, Master, what I wrote, my classmate said is not correct. I was like, told you that it's not correct, but I told you that you should bring it to me. I didn't ask you to show it to them. Then I checked it, and I now noticed that what she wrote was actually correct. It was a classmate that was wrong. A classmate, rather. Then I now told her that you are right. So go and develop it. Do you know what she said? Master, me, I can't do debate to me or Mowe. Okay, if you are not Yoruba, let me interpret it to you. She said she can't do debate because she's not brilliant. Wow. And debate is not about even brilliancy. But because she has already believed, and I was able to check their results earlier this term, and I saw academic performance, and I saw that she failed really. So when she said that me or Mowe, I was able to connect the dots that this is as a result of the fact that she's been failing over and over again. So she has now believed that academic excellence is never a thing. In fact, our mom already put her to learn some vocational skills already. So it means that immediately she finished secondary school, she'll go and be learning that skill. That's the end of her education. Then I had to begin to re-educate her and begin to speak to her, begin to charge her, those kind of things to reorient her mind. That's how powerful your experiences are. Some of you, because you failed a course before, or you failed a lecturer's course before, you just believe that lecturer, I can't even get more than F. If I even get D in that course, let me thank God. Another student, I asked her to begin to read a book about academic excellence, 17 laws of academic excellence or so. I gave it to her. It was written by Fela Durotoye, so it's one of my books, and I gave it to her. So one of the tasks that it was given to her to do was to write the grades she was expecting for the term. Now she wrote it. She now brought it to me because every day she has to bring it to me
to review. I think it was yesterday. She brought it to me, and I checked the grade. You know what she wrote? She wrote in math. She wrote C. I was like, why C in math? He said, Master, if I have C in math, I will be most excited. Why? Because she has failed over and over again. So that experiences has now reoriented our mind to believe that she can't succeed. In fact, many times if she's in class, she will just be distracted. Sometimes she will even decide to sleep. Sometimes she will just be roaming about. It is me that will have to call her into order. No, go back to your seat. Listen to what they are saying. Do this, do that. That's the power of experiences. And our experiences has the ability to mar or make us. It is one of the most powerful things, because if you are educated, it means that they told you about it. It's still easier for you to correct, but your experience means that you experience it by yourself. And they say seeing is believing. So your conviction is stronger when you experience something, and it is even more difficult to actually correct it. But I want to tell you that your experiences may be true, but it's not the truth. It is true that you failed, but it does not mean that you're a failure, because of a fact. Even failure is a part of is one of the parts we must pass on our journey to success. Now, I have a lot of experiences, these days interacting with my students over and over again. Now, let me give you another example. These debates that we're organizing in my school, one of my students, took that courage. She represented my class in the debate. Unfortunately, they didn't do well, so they couldn't qualify to the next stage. Now, after they were not able to qualify to the next stage, we also made it that the clubs that we had in school, Jet Club, Press Club, etc., they are going to compete against each other. Then whoever wins, they're going to progress to the next stage. Now, one thing that happened, because she had been re-educated, there's a book I gave to her to read, which is the Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Now, she read it and she felt motivated. Her faith increased, and she believed in herself. She said, no, I'm not going to, just give up yet. And she told me last week that she's going to represent Jet Club for the debate this week. And you know what happened? She represented again. Today, we had the debate today. And unfortunately, she did very well. I am telling you that she did awesomely. The last one she represented, she was a supporting speaker. This time around, she was the chief speaker. She gave very convincing points. But then, as supporting speakers, they didn't do so well. So they lost again. Now, after the debate, she just went to sit down and, she felt bad about what had happened. That's another experience. Now, I failed the first time, I failed the second time. So I had to call her and tell her that no, you didn't fail. It is possible that you didn't win the debate, but that doesn't mean that you failed. Yes, it is true that in the wider scope, when they announced the results, that you didn't qualify to the next stage, but does that mean that you failed? No. The experience is true, the result is true that you didn't qualify, but that's not the truth. Why? Because you've become more confident in yourself, you became better in your presentation, you are even able to win the attention of the judges. It became a fierce battle between you and the other person. Now, because she's not looking at the processes, she's not evaluating based on the person she has become. She's just judging by the final result. She thought that she didn't do better. And that's the same thing that happens to many of us. Now, because last time we didn't, let's say for instance, the last semester, you wrote your exams and you had maybe 1.5. Now, this term, you wrote another exam, you had, let's say, 1.8, 2.0. Because all the results is still within third class, you still believe that you didn't do well. I have failed, I have done that. But you've forgotten that it is the little improvements that sum up to the change of story that you are actually waiting for. So oftentimes we lose out on the little improvements that we are making. And even our parents often overlook the little improvements that we are making, and they are just focused on the overall results. So because the person is not able to write a first class result, we believe that this person has not done well. We believe that because this person is not able to get a 2-1, that person has failed. We believe that because this person failed this exam, he had a F in this exam, or had a D in this exam, or had a E in the exam. We believe that this person is not serious. We've forgotten that maybe this person studied the more. Maybe the person burned the midnight oil the more. Maybe he attended more classes. Maybe he did this one, he did this one, he did this one. But it didn't just work in his favor. Those experiences as a way of affecting our mentality, as a way of affecting our thoughts about who we are. And it creates a wrong view of ourselves and even affects us from or stops us or hinder us from reaching the peak performance that we have dreamt of. Now, having established all these facts, how do you attain this peak performance? Because no one was born to actually remain in the bottom pit. If anyone ever told you that you are meant to remain at the bottom pit, that's a lie from the pit of hell. Every one of us are meant to be at the topmost peak of ourselves. Now, we must now understand that our peak is actually different. That's just the truth. You will not measure your own peak with another person's peak. You can't do that. There's some of us that there's no how we read. I'm telling you the facts. You will not write a first class. I'm just being sincere, because academics is not yours. It does not mean that you are not good. It does not mean that you are not excellent. It's just that your own area of excellence might be towards creativity. Your own might be business. Your own genius might be business inclined. But because we are just viewing our life based because of our stage, our current stage, it is just academics that we are using to measure our success. We just believe that anybody that is not on first class, that person is not successful. Until we now leave the four walls of the university, in the next 10 years, 5 years, we now see that these people have now become business tycoon. They have different branch offices. They are generating millions of naira in revenue. But when they were in school, they were called dullards. They were called this, they were called that, they were called this, they were called that. The excellence is not competing with someone. Excellence is maximizing your potential. Excellence is expressing all your innate abilities to the maximum capacity. It is not being better off than someone. It is not about being on first class. Excellence is not about being the first position in your class. I know that's why I like the university system, whereby they don't call first position, they don't call second position. So if I write a good result, I'm able to make 4.6, 4.7, 4.8. Every one of us were first class students. That's one of the things I love about the university system. Because in the secondary school, whereby they're using first position, second position, third position. If you are not in first, second, third, you are already in fourth. You just be like, I failed that time, because that's not even the right measurement of it. So now, what are the strategies that we must employ for us to reach the peak performance? The first thing is re-engineer your mind for peak performance. See, every life-changing decisions are made in the mind. Every life-changing decisions are made in the mind. And for you to dominate your world, you must dominate your mind. For you to dominate your world, you must have control over your mind. Whatsoever your mind believes, your life reflects. So if you believe that you are not good enough, your life is going to reflect poor performance. But if you believe that you are the best, your mind has a way of attracting everything that is needed for you to become the best. So even if you are the least, if you can actually reorient your mind and believe that you can be the best, I'm telling you that nothing has the capacity to stop or hinder you. That's it. I worked with a person as a book project consultant and as an editor some time ago. And this friend of mine, I got to know him in school. We're the same, faculty, but different departments. I was in geology and he was in physics. And he was the best student when we were in 100 level in his, and he did so well. I mean, so well, graduated with the first class. Best student in his department. But it was when I started reading his manuscript and I realized that this guy was not good before. I realized that this guy wrote why jam up to 4 times and he failed, like back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. That how can a Donald transition from being someone that failed WAEC to becoming someone that graduated with the first class? Not only that, just currently I'm working on a client book again. I don't know why people, many of my clients, they are working on things related to academic excellence. She too, she graduated with the first class from Unilorin, in the Department of Agriculture. And can you believe that her first semester result, she wrote 1.3 GPA? Do you know 1.3? That's third class. Is it even third class? Is it up to third class? I'm not sure. 1.3 GPA out of 5.0, not 4.0, 1.3. Like 1.3, meaning that, see, even if she had D in all her courses, she will still write 2.0, meaning that what she had in her courses was mostly E, F, D, maybe C. That was what she had. But can you believe that someone that had 1.3 in her first semester in school was able to graduate as a first-class student in that same institution? No change of department, no change of institution, that same department, that same institution, that same environment, that same educational system, that same, what happened? She was able to re-engineer her mind from being a failure to seeing herself as a success. So you must change your mind. And there's a quote that says that every one of us, we are born looking like our parents, but we will die looking like the decisions that we've made. So nobody have an excuse of being a failure. There's a common story that in fact, I was speaking with my proprietress, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and I shared it with her. And I was speaking with her, and I said I heard a story about two young individuals. One, he grew up and became a drunk. He drinks a lot, like a whole lot. Sometimes you find him on the gutter, sometimes drenched in the rain because he drinks to stupor. He's a drunk. And they asked him, he said, "Hello, why do you drink a lot? Why are you a drunk? Don't you know you are wasting your life?" The person replied, he said, "It is not my fault though. It is because my dad was a drunk. So I had no other option than becoming a drunk." Now they called the other guy, there's his other brother. They called him, "You are too successful. How come? How are you doing it?" He said, "When I was young, I grew up looking at my dad falling in the gutter, irresponsible, could not fend for us, could not do anything. And I made a decision that I don't want this kind of life for myself. So I'm going to make the decision and strive that my life does not become that kind of person that my dad was. So I'm going to do everything in my capacity to become successful against all odds." Now, one gave an excuse for his failure. One said, "There's no excuse for failure. If you fail, it is as a result of the choices and the decision you've made, not as a result of your experiences, not as a result of your environment, not as a result of your education, not as a result of even your giftings. It is as a result of the decision that you've made with your life." So you must also make that decision today to re-engineer your mind. It doesn't matter how you failed in times past, you can begin succeeding from now. And it's all starts with the mind, because Napoleon Hill said, "What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." So meaning that if you can see yourself becoming a success, success is just going to become who you are. But you have to first see in the mind. I say it that you don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. Your eyes is only able to see what your mind has seen. So if the picture you are having about yourself in your mind is distorted, your life will also be distorted. If you are seeing you are processing the incorrect picture of yourself, you are processing the wrong image of yourself, I can tell you that whatsoever you conceive in your mind, see, your mind is a womb and is able to deliver whatsoever you put in the belly of the mind. So see your mind as a womb, and whatsoever you implant in your mind, that's what is going to give birth. So what do you want to give birth to today? It is a decision that you must make. Nobody can make that kind of decision for you. See, life-changing decisions cannot be made on your behalf. Nobody can make a decision to change your life. If your life will have to change, then you have to change yourself. So the next thing is to understand yourself. Socrates said, "Man, know thyself." And maybe it's a cliche, but the word, those few words, is as powerful as anything. Man, know thyself. See, the problem why many students fail is that they don't understand who they are. And if you don't know who you are, you will not be able to maximize what you have. Because what you have in you was deposited in you as a result of who you are. And who you are is as a result of why you were made. So if you don't know why you were made, the purpose of coming to a university system, you don't understand why you are, who you are, what works for you and what does not work for you. What you are doing will not yield a tangible result. It doesn't matter how many TDBs you do. It doesn't matter how many classes you read. Something happened when I was teaching my students yesterday. It's all my online students. I was teaching them writing, and they made a comment. I sarcastically, I was just being sarcastic, and I said, first to submit, don't mean say you go carry first for class. So, I was just joking, and that's the truth. You can sit in the front seat in the class and see, you still be at the back seat when they are calling the results, because it does not matter. Even if you enter into the board, if you fail, you will fail. That's just the facts. Even if you go to tutorial from morning to night, some people that did not even go to tutorial at all, you will still see them, they will still pass more than you. If you still do 10 hours of reading, some people, they will just do 2 hours of reading and they will still pass more than you. It's not because life is unfair, but the truth about it is that, let me just be honest, life is unfair. That's just the truth. Every one of us will have some unfair advantage over each other, and we can't do nothing about it. Your own duty is now to discover what is your own unfair advantage. That's the question you must ask yourself, because none of us was created to be disadvantaged. So take for instance, your own might be that you can't read for long hours. Like if they ask you to read, in just like 30 minutes, you're already tired. Now you might feel like that's a disadvantage, because I want to read like someone that can read like 6 hours, 10 hours, But I tell you, if you try to do that, you're going to fail woefully. So what do you do instead? Yours might be that you have to concentrate more in class. And while the lecturer is explaining, your mind is somehow photographic. You can pick what the lecturer is saying and even travel more. Yours might be that you can't read for many hours, but immediately the lecturer leaves the class. If you are able to sit down and read immediately, everything sticks to your mind. Yours might be that you can't read for many hours, but if you can devote one hour early in the morning and in the night before you sleep to read 2 hours every day, you will be able to cover much. That's an advantage. But the problem, many of us, we don't understand this. We don't understand ourselves. So you now wait till maybe 1 month to exams. You're not carrying your bench to TDB. And instead of you to read to daybreak, you are sleeping to daybreak. And when you now finally get back to your host, they say, Jaco Mita, Jaco, scholar. Until they now paste your result. Say, this guy, they have written your matric number. Now go to the pay to the what's it called now? So where they pasted your result, for some of us that we went to university where they paste results, they now check, wait. They will first clean their eyes. Now this guy with this, they'll first, they'll look for handkerchief. You need to clean their eyes very well to be sure that what they are seeing is actually true. Then there's F, D, E. Then you just see that the next time you are coming to the hostel, nobody even said you say you go to CDP because they already checked your results. And it's not that you have not done well or you are not good enough. It's not that you are not excellent. It doesn't mean that you don't have that potential. It's just because you don't know what works for you. So someone like that now 1 month to exams or 2 weeks to exams is not reading 6 hours, 7 hours, 10 hours. You now feel bad after the end of the exams and you see your result. You feel like already know they pay. Don't be by jacking, blah blah blah. See, I even read 6 hours, and this was still the result I got. That lecturer is wicked, blah 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 blah. It's not because of their wickedness. It is as a result of your inability to understand yourself. More so, you must also understand that your reading hours is very important. Some people, they are good, they are not scrollers, they can read, but some people, it's not their thing. Some is just to wake up as early as 4 a.m. Read from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. and they are good. Just know yourself. Some people, even they come to class, they don't even understand a dime, anything. But if they're able to watch some tutorials online, they are good. They will ace the exam. So that's it. The next thing is understand the system. The truth about it is that you can't fight against the system. You can only adjust yourself to the system. That's the fact. You can't fight against the system. And this is what a lot of people miss out. There is a lot of bright students when they were in secondary school, but when they got to higher institution, they started failing. Why? Because they didn't understand the system. They still took it for secondary school. Like, this was how I always do my things in secondary school. So I will continue doing it that same way. But the system has changed. Your lecturers has changed. The kind of activities you engage in has changed. Your level of maturity has changed. The order of things has changed. So you must adapt to the changes of the system. So don't try to fight against the system. In fact, before you say you want to fight against the system, first understand the system. I always say that disruption is not careless living. Disruption, for you to disrupt a system, you must first understand how the system works and what you can do to break the norms of that system. So if you break a rule without understanding the rule, that's careless living. It's not disruption. And you are joking with your life. That's how you see some students, getting spillover just because they are saying that they are fighting for their rights, blah blah blah. This lecturer does not have, the ability to delay me, blah, blah, blah. All those things, you don't need it. If you know that this lecturer is saying that this is what he wants, just give it to him. If a lecturer says, I want brief notes, give the lecturer a brief note. If the lecturer says, I want everything that I gave to you, give it to that lecturer. See, it even gets, very funny in higher institution. That when you get to higher institution, you see that sometimes a lecturer will do a calculation for you, especially those that in engineering, departments that does a lot of calculation. A lecturer, you know that the lecturer made a mistake, but because he's a prof, you now go and correct that prof, and the prof will still insist that the wrong thing that he did is still the right thing. And if you say you too know, you went ahead to do another thing for the prof in the exam, you will still fail the exam. Or you go and use another method that he didn't teach you, he will still fail you for it. Now, of a truth, it ought not to be. That's true, but that's the system. So, before you say you want to fight against the system, you will first understand the system.
first pass through the system first. When you now finally graduate successfully, now come back and say you want to change things. So you can't. Change becomes so difficult when you are part of the system. It becomes so difficult. So first understand the system. How does it work over here? And that's what leads us to the law of uniformitarianism. That's the next thing. Study the law of uniformitarianism. It is geological law. We have different laws. So what it means basically in the layman term is whatever has happened in the time past is just repeating itself, replaying itself over time. So that's why you must be a student of history. And how do you become a student of history? If you get to a school, ask questions from the right people. The right question from the right question asked from the right person gives the right result. So because when you get into the university system, you're going to meet different sects of people. So people like, that department, see, they never produce first class, and you can't even become a first class student. That lecturer is very wicked. If you see how I studied for that course, even with that, now see that lecturer, I could tell you, see, the highest is A is for God, B is for him, C is for everyone of it that reads very well. There are some set of people, whereas there are some set of people that if you meet with them, they're going to tell you that even though I didn't achieve it during my time, you can. These are the people you ask questions from, or people that already journeyed on the path. They are doing so well academically, or they've been able to achieve success. Ask questions from them and learn from their experiences. The truth about it is that don't just learn from success, learn from failure and success. There's a lesson only failure can teach you that success is not able to teach you. That's it. There's a lesson only failure can teach you that success cannot teach you. A man that succeeds will only tell you what to do to succeed. A man that fails will tell you what to do not to fail. Are we getting it down? Why? Because he did something, and that's what made him to fail. Another other person did something, that's what made him to succeed. So you must learn from that person to know what to do and what not to do. Are we getting that? So you learn from both the successful and the failure, but you must learn with discernment. That's one thing. Learn with discernment, with the art of a student. And it requires you to be humble, because if you are not humble, you can't learn. There's a lot of things you can learn, but it requires humility. You must be ready to, lower yourself. And even though you are older than the person, or you feel like you are better off than the person, but because this person is already in the system even before you, wisdom tells you to learn. And that's why the Bible was speaking in the book of Proverbs, saying, "You sluggard, go to the ant." No, that does not make sense, right? But there is a lesson that an ant can teach you that even you, woman with a superior intelligence, does not know. So there are some people that they are in the form of ants, but there is a lesson that only them can teach you in your journey to succeeding. Now, after you've now understood yourself, you've re-engineered your mind, and you've understood the system, you've understood yourself, you've studied the law of uniformitarianism. The next thing is to put in the hard work. Nothing works until you are ready to work. Nothing works until you are ready to work. So regardless of whatsoever you've written, whatsoever you've said, if you don't put in the hard work by burning the midnight oil, by going to lectures, by going the extra mile, it is not going to work. And also, it is always better to start early. Even though you are very brilliant, I will still advise you that you start reading early. And my honest, candid advice I will tell you is that before you write any exam, ensure that you've gone through the reading at least 4 times. The first time, you skim just to get the whole understanding of the material. The next time, what you do is to scan to check the valuable things. Then you can begin to highlight those points. Okay, this one is important, this one is not very important, this one, you scan through the material. The third time, you engage in intensive reading. Intensive reading, meaning that you're reading to understand everything. You're reading to recollect. As you are reading, you are reproducing what you are reading. You are writing them down. You're writing them down. You're writing them down.
Then after you've done that, depending on the course, the lecturer, and your department, you should engage in extensive reading. There are some lecturer that will require you that not just what's in their material, they will require you that you should go and source for other information. But if they don't require you, what you just do again is to engage in intensive reading again. Then when you now do that, part of going back to the law of uniformitarianism, one of the things you must do is to, study past questions. You must study past questions. That's it. You must study past questions to know the pattern in which the question is being set. How many questions are you expecting? From which topic do you think that the lecturer always asks questions? Also, you must pay rapt attention in class, because every teacher question is always in class. Say, for instance, I set some test question for my students. They did the test some weeks ago, and everything I said for them were the things I was asking them in class. So those that paid attention to what I was saying in class, they passed the exam, they passed the test. But those that were always joking in class, they failed. So that's it. Another thing is also that you must understand the power of association. There is a common saying that if I know you, show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are. So the kind of people you work with also determines how far you can go academically. It's nothing. If you are working with jokers, you also become a joker, even though you are not funny. That's just how life works, because they will begin to rub their own grace. Let me use that word, grace, or their own abilities, not just abilities, their own tendencies, their own qualities on you. So if you want to be good academically, go and work with people that are good also. People that they will push you to read, people that are going to challenge you. That's how it works. And the last thing I'm going to say is never forget the God factor. Never forget the for God factor. I always say this. Where I am today is as a result of what God has done for me. So, regardless of anything, there are some times whereby you read, you do everything, and you still get into the exam hall, the result is not okay. And sometimes you see that, in fact, you get into the exam hall, you have memory loss, and just by making few prayers, everything comes back. Or there are some exams that even after you've tried your possible best, you still get into the exam hall, and the question, they taught you in English, but the question is looking like Greek. I'm like, man, but there's a supernatural power that's above every human power that can change everything and turn things around. And yes, that's why the God factor matters a lot. So you must trust God. You must commit everything. The Bible says, lean not on your own understanding. And there's a scripture again, it said, I have understanding that all my teachers, because their word is my meditation. So you can't exempt God in your bid to become successful. That would be a very grievous mistake that you're making. By implementing all these 7 strategies, I am assured that you will be able to attain the academic excellence and attain the peak performance that you desire. I can tell you that there is so much in you that the world is yet to see or experience, but it is waiting you to light up that bulb inside of you. Are you going to light up that bulb, or you're going to remain in darkness? Also remember that nobody has the power to change your story or turn things around except you give them the willpower. And how do you give them the willpower? By listening to those things and executing it, by being a student. So the things you learn are not just being a student alone to learn, but a student in action. By implementing all those things, we can come up here, tell you different things, but if you don't put in the necessary hard work, I can tell you that your dream will continue to remain a fantasy. I always say this, that dreams remain a fantasy when action is not taken. So I'm rooting for you. Just go there and shine the light. Thank you so much. Over to you, Funaya, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for that enlightening session. So guys, if you have questions, please drop it in the comment box so he can answer. Thank you so much. I know that one of the things I learned is when you say something about understanding thyself. Some people are morning crawlers, while some are night crawlers. They read better and understand better at night, while others is during the day. So if you don't really know yourself, imagine that you are someone that functions better at night and you stay awake all morning trying to read. So guys, any question? If you have any question, please drop it in the comment box before we finally call it a night. Okay, none for now. None for now. I believe that everybody understood your teaching on how we can unleash and perform very well academically, because this class is not just for the students, it's for everybody, because learning always continues. And thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for this night. I will just advise that you just give us link to your, just tell us your social media handles in case more people want to follow you to ask further questions so that they can connect with you. So please tell us your social media handles.
Okay, my name, just as it is displayed, Emmanuel Ajide. You can just follow me on Facebook and send your question if you have any.
Okay. Yeah, I believe they got that. So maybe moving on, people will just go ahead to follow you and ask their questions. Thank you so much, sir, for this night. I really appreciate it. My daughter is filled up already with all the tips that you shared with us. And yes, you are a great copper. We have all been seeing all you are doing for your students. We pray that you continue. Compassion, you are doing amazingly well. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Good night. So guys, for everybody that have joined us so far, okay, I can see okay, yes. Esther Tomlinson, thank you so much for joining us all this while. Gabriel Damilola, thank you so much. Thank you for following through and participating. Layo Atiba, thank you so much. We really appreciate. Oseyemi Fanayajo, I'm sorry if I murdered your name. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Who else? Emmanuel Joy, thank you so much for joining us. I'm just trying to give a big shout out to everybody that joined us this evening. We started S1. Thank you. So I can see Elizabeth Bankefa. Thank you so much. So remember that today is day one. I can see Oluwa Bankole. I can see you. Thank you so much. um, so
So
for those, so please remember to keep a date with us by tomorrow. So we started by 6 today, but I've already learned earlier from Mr. Kingsley email that tomorrow is day 2. So please remember to keep a date with us by tomorrow.
all right, thank you very much, Ifunaya. I believe you are done. And thank you to everyone who participated in tonight's session with Mr. Kingsley Ime and Mr. Olajide Emmanuel. I believe you all gained value. You gained value. If day one can be this value pack, I can imagine how day two will be. Just like just like you appeared today, I want you all to show up tomorrow again in your numbers. Tomorrow is the day 2 of the pre-conference, and we would like to have you grace the session again tomorrow. Are you ready? If you are ready, drop it in the comment right now that I am ready for tomorrow. And if today's session is so impactful enough to you, I want you to take a screenshot of this page and post on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp, or any social media platform you have. Tag Elevate Your Game Conference, tag Elevate Your Game Conference, and even tag me to it so that I can see. give us key highlights of what you learned from this session, from Mr. Kingsley session, from Mr. Emmanuel session. I want to see a breakdown. Yeah, I want to see your highlight of what you learned. Tag me to that post. Our hashtag is Elevate Your Game Conference 4.0. Elevate your game, expanding youth horizons and possibilities. These are our hashtag impact project. Like that. Post screenshot, highlight all your key points, then post it, tag me, include our hashtags to it. I want to read them. I want to read what you learned from it and what you are going to run with. It's not by learning alone, it's by implementing that which you have learned tonight. So I'll be seeing you again tomorrow for another edition. Tomorrow I'll be speaking, and the session I'll be speaking is scaling your business, scaling for success, scaling for success. So tomorrow is going to be another power pack program, another power pack session. Get ready, don't miss out. Stay tuned and please turn on your notification bell so that you know when we go live tomorrow. Same time, 6 o'clock on dot. Are you ready? I can see many of you are ready. Stay tuned. If Naya, are you done? You can all go now, right? All right, so we are done. Let's meet again tomorrow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for honoring the invite to participate in the pre-conference session of the Elevate Your Game Conference. Thank you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.